Welcome to Day 2 of 7th Grade Math STAAR Review. Problem number 1. Marie took a poll of the time students in her class went to bed last night. The dot plot shows the results of Marie's poll. How many more students went to bed before 9:30 p.m. compared to the number of students that went to bed at 9:30 p.m. or later? So let's look at some key points on the dot plot. They're asking how many more students. So that means I'm finding the difference. So somewhere within the problem, I'm going to have to subtract. And then we're comparing the students who went to bed before 9:30 and the students who went to bed after 9:30. So really we're looking at two different frames of time. So I'm just going to split this right here. Now each dot will represent a student. So all you have to do now is count the dots. So this is 8, this is 6, and that's 2. And this is 6, and then 1. So the total number of students who went to bed before 9:30 equals 16. The total number of students who went to bed after 9:30 is 7. So now we find the difference between 16 and 7, which equals 9. So your answer is C. Number 2. Carrie missed 9.6% of the problems on a test. The test had a total of 125 problems. Which of the following is a best estimate of the number of problems Carrie missed? Well, I know I'm dealing with a percent, but the key word here is estimate. So what I would like to look at is this 9.6% estimates to 10%. Now I know 10% is a lot easier to calculate than 9.6%. So this 10% converts into a decimal, which is 0.1. They're wanting to know out of the number of problems on the test. Of means multiply, so this would be 125 problems. So if I calculate 10% of 125, equals 12.5. Now, this is just an estimation again. So which of your answer choices is closest to 12.5? The answer is G. Number 3. Salima has a 6-foot length of rope. She needs to cut the rope into 3/4 foot sections. How many pieces of rope will Salima have after she cuts it into equal sections? So really, she has 6 feet, and she's dividing it. When she cuts it, she's dividing it into 3/4 foot sections. So if you look at the problem, you can't really divide by a fraction. So you have to multiply. So this is where KFC comes in. So 6 over 1 times 4 over 3. And now you just multiply straight across. 6 times 4 is 24. 3 times 1 is 3. 24 divided by 3 simplifies to 8. H is the correct answer. Number 4. A rain gauge had 0.6 centimeter of rain after 2 hours, 0.9 centimeter after 3 hours, 1.2 centimeters after 4 hours, and 1.5 centimeters after 5 hours. At what rate did it rain? Okay, the key word here is rate. So I know that I'm going to look for a constant rate or slope. So what I would like to do, I know I'm comparing these two factors, centimeters and hours. So it's centimeters per hour. So the first hour, or after, let's see, after 2 hours, it was 0.6. After 3 hours, it was 0.9. 4 hours was 1.2. And 5 hours was 1.5. Each of these are increasing by 1. These are increasing by +3, +3, +3. Okay, so this is constant. It's increasing the same amount every time. If you notice, your answer will be then F. Number 5. Mr. Juarez opened a savings account with an initial deposit of $560 and will not make any additional deposits or withdrawals. The account earns 1% simple interest. What is the total amount that Mr. Juarez will have in his account at the end of 3 years? The key here is total. That tells me that somewhere within the problem, I will have to add. All right. Remember the simple interest formula where interest equals the principal times the rate times the time. So my principal is $560 times the percent of interest, which would convert into the decimal 0.01, and then times the time, which is 3. When you calculate all of this, your interest is equal to $16.80. Now you have to add this back to the original deposit, which is the principal. So that was $560, and then his new interest of $16.80, and that equals $576.80. Therefore, your answer is J. Number 6. Triangle QRS and triangle WXY are similar. Which statement must be true? All right, so we're looking for a true statement. So let's look at each one. Line segment YX, so here's line segment YX, is 6 inches long. This is false because it does not indicate the length. We do not know how long that is. The 6 inches is for that side. And I also know that this is an isosceles triangle. These two lengths are the same. This one is longer. It's a different length. So therefore, this is also true on this triangle. These two lengths are the same, and this one is longer. Okay, so this one is false. Okay, the measure of angle S plus the measure of angle R plus the measure of angle Y. I know these two angles are the same, but because it's an isosceles, that means that this one is exactly the same as S. I don't know if that would exactly make this statement true. Let's look at C. So the measure of angle S, which is this one, and R is equal to the measure of angle Y and the measure of angle X. Now, these are the exact similar angles, so I can probably assume that this is my answer here. And D, line segment SR, which is here, is twice as long as line segment YX. Okay, I know that's false because it's actually half, not twice. All right, so between B and C of the two, I'm much more confident that C is the correct answer. Number 7. Grayson has a green number cube and a white number cube. The faces of the cubes are numbered 1 through 6. Grayson will roll each cube one time. What is the probability that the green cube will land with an even number face up and the white cube will land with a number greater than 2 face up? Okay, so we have a green cube and a white cube. So the faces are numbered 1 through 6. Okay, so what is the probability that the green cube will land with an even number? Well, how many even numbers are on a cube? Well, 3 out of 6, which reduces to 1/2. I think that's fair to say that half the numbers on a cube are even. Okay, so then, and the white cube will land with a number greater than 2. Okay, I know that the number cube is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many are greater than 2? Right here. So that's 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6, and that simplifies to 2/3. Because this is a probability question, we have to multiply the combination. So 1/2 times 2/3. Okay, 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 times 3 equals 6. Well, I can simplify this further, and 2/6 simplifies to 1/3. So H is the correct answer. Number 8. The double box plot shows the ages of the students enrolled in 2 different computer classes. Use the information to determine which statement is not an inference that could be made about the 2 populations. Again, the key word here is not, so that means we're looking for a false statement. Okay, false statement. All right, so let's look at the 2 box plots and the following answer choices. The oldest student enrolled in either class is 22 years old. Well, if these are the ages, that means that they range from 19 all the way to 26. Okay, so this is a false statement here, because it says 22, but I could tell here that the age is 26. Okay, so look at G. The interquartile range for the Monday-Wednesday class, interquartile range is here, is twice the interquartile range for the Tuesday-Thursday class. Tuesday-Thursday class. Okay, this is a true statement. So this is not my answer. H. The youngest student enrolled in either class is 19 years old. Yes, that is also a true statement. Okay, 50% of the students enrolled in the Tuesday-Thursday class are between the ages of 21 and 23. Okay, the interquartile range here represents the 50%, and that is between 21 and 23. So that is also a true statement. So the only real answer here is F. Number 9. Maria's monthly income is $2,000. The table displays the different categories in Maria's monthly budget and the amount of money she spends in each category. Which statement is not supported by the information in the table? So again, just like the previous question, we're looking for the false statement. Okay, I know that she has an income of $2,000. Okay, so let's consider the statements now. More than half of Maria's monthly income is spent on rent. Okay, if she spends $900 on rent, that's not more than half. Because it's actually less than half. So this is a false statement. This is probably our answer. Let's check the other statements. Maria puts 15% of her monthly income into savings. Let's see. So if the savings is $300, I could calculate 15% of 2,000 does in fact equal 300. This is a true statement. C. More than 1/4 of Maria's monthly income is spent on utilities, cable, and groceries. All right, well, the utilities was $120. The cable is $80. And the groceries are $320, which equals $520. And if I multiply that times 4, that equals 2,080. So that is also a true statement. D. Maria spends 14% of her monthly income on her cell phone and other expenses. Okay, 14% of 2,000 equals 280. And cell phone is 100 and other expenses is 180. So yes, this is also a true statement. So your answer is A. Number 10. Which problem is best represented by the equation 19 plus 3x equals 40? I think the best way to approach this problem is to just read each of the statements and analyze and see if they match the equation. So let's start with F. Ricardo spent $19, then bought 3 boxes of golf balls. If Ricardo had $40, how much does he have left after shopping? The word left indicates that there's some type of subtraction in the sentence. Okay, so looking at this equation, there is no subtraction. So I know that F is not going to be the answer. Let's look at G. Juan earned $19 babysitting and then earned $3 an hour for raking leaves. If Juan earned $40, how long did he rake leaves? Okay, that tells me that he had $19 and then he also did $19 an hour. We don't know the hours, so that is your unknown, and he made $40. This is probably our answer here. Let's check the others to make sure. Gail paid $19 for a pair of jeans, $3 for a pair of socks, and then bought a sweater. Okay, Gail spent $40. How much did she spend on the sweater? So that would be 19 plus the socks, 3, and then the sweater. We don't know how much was the sweater, so that would be X equals 40. This is the equation that goes with that statement, which is not the statement we're questioned on. Let's look at the last one. Lindsay earned $3 an hour cleaning houses. Okay, if Lindsay worked 19 hours, how many more hours would she have to work to earn the 40? Okay, so that tells me that she is $3 per hour for 19 hours. So that's going to be 3 times 19 plus an additional amount to equal 40. This is not the same equation that we have here. So J is not the answer. Therefore, G is the correct answer. Thank you for watching. Keep watching for the next video, which would be Day 3 review.